Hey everybody, welcome back to another live stream. I hope everybody's doing super well. Tommy, Forex trading. No, man, I am a futures trader exclusively. No Forex trading here. I have traded Forex and I can answer questions about Forex trading, but I am a futures trader. Yes, welcome back everybody. What's good? Sid, Dominic, Blood, Ama. Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Do you trade ICT? No, I don't trade ICT. 5 months. Okay, so if I want to go to the 5-minute interval, I type in 5M and it wants to give me a 5-month chart. How do we get to a 5-minute chart? Is it because it's a capital? Oh, just type in 5. Okay, cool. Yeah, market's kind of turning over. Kind of turning over off the all-time high. This is where it gets tricky. This is where you want to try to sell the market back down into these lower levels. But once again, it's just tricky. All-time high trading is tricky. Tough week. Yeah, just 5. All right, we got that figured out. Cool. Let's check on some other markets. Check out gold. Gold's really selling hard. Really selling. Oh, I see a box. That must mean we're approaching some sort of demand zone. But wow, gold is looking nuked here. It was good, Brian. You live trade every day? I try to live trade every day. I guess I haven't really been live that much this week. I'm trying to get my workout schedule good, so like I can get my workout in and then come get on the live stream. Yeah, I mean we are fading off the highs. 476. Let's check out ES. ES looks a little more intact. I mean, this thing is just a better trade. I really think we should start trading ES. I mean, I really do think we should start trading ES. That's just, the structure is more tight, respected. We popped the highs, and then it's nicer consolidation as opposed to INQ pops the highs and we're fading off. INQ has just been very tough. I can take a trade. Can you take a trade right now? Think market's gonna go sideways after this. Yeah, it's Friday. We've got a couple hours till market opens. This is a nice pullback though. This is not a bad pullback at all. Thing about this market, it is so hard to short this market after you've already seen the selling because buyers are just so relentless. They step into this market every opportunity they get. So it's been tricky. I have not done that well this week. I've got my ass kicked, to be quite honest with you. I think every day this week I've gotten my ass kicked. Just pretty much buy every single dip and we're good to go. Okay, yeah, speaking of that, we got an Apex eval I'm going to try to pass today. Do you always do PM or is it just for today? Yeah, I got to fix my time schedule a little bit. We're all over the place with it. Okay, so let's see that next wave of buying. See if they take it off the 40. See if we can retest 50s, 60s. And if we do get a possible push back into the all-time highs. But we're a clean 30 points off the all-time highs right now. So it's not a horrible pullback. We're retesting this previous structure. Let's see, buyers need to hold 40s here. Otherwise, we're kind of pushing back into that previous structure we saw this morning, which really was just range bound. But yeah, this move's being faded quite nicely by sellers. Beautiful trading week. Good for you, brother. I did not have a great trading week. I'm kind of getting my ass kicked here. You just kind of got to re-engineer your brain where it's just like, man, if you see intraday weakness, just buy intraday weakness on a very strong market like INQ. Every time, any intraday weakness, just buy it. Just buy it, and 9 times out of 10, you'll come out on the other side. Buy the intraday weakness, 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, you'll be good. It's really been that simple, and it's been that simple. It's really been that. The market, the open will give us a nice flush. You take that dip buy, you hold it for the rest of the day, and you're good to go. I mean, it's been on a recurring basis. I mean, look here, you have the market opens. The gray is the overnight, the black is the New York session. Look, market opens, dump, take the buy at the low of day, and sell it at the close. Market opens, dump, take the buy low of day. As soon as we start to see sellers become exhausted, take the buy and hold it into the close. Same thing here. Market dips out of the open, see sellers become exhausted, take that dip, hold it until the end of the day. Same thing here. This one kind of within tighter structure, but same rules apply. Take that dip, hold it to the end of the day. And today we even saw it. Now, although these candles are green, we did get a wick down here in the 30s. And if you took that, you'd be up over 150 points at the highs. You just got to buy the dip out of the open. It's really not so hard. I haven't been executing it well, but in hindsight, that's all you have to do in this market. There's opportunity. There's very easy opportunity to take money off this table here. You just have to maybe dumb down the thinking a little bit to where it's like, just buy the dips. Yeah, there's an activation fee on Apex accounts. Explain your strategy in a simple 1-minute summary. I'll be uploading a video that y'all can watch for that. All right, getting a reaction off 40s here. Same sheet, different day, yeah. Man. Anybody in here that catches me on Top Step TV? I'll be on Top Step TV again on Tuesday. Next week on Tuesday, I'll be there at 11 a.m. on Tuesday. So that'll be fun. Sellers are starting to kind of take control of this market. Even 52 is getting rejected now. Had a poor week also, yeah. I'm with you. I had just a bad week. It really wasn't that difficult of a week to trade. It was so, in hindsight, man, just I kind of would take sells and just have a bad day. Then the next day, I just never shifted. I never shifted to being a bull this week. I was always a bear this week, and pretty much every day I got killed on it because those morning dips they got reversed completely. Just wrong mindset, and I held that wrong mindset the entire week. I held that wrong mindset. Just a bad week. On the other hand, somehow I'm doing really well on some Tradeify accounts. I'm literally like one day to getting a payout on those. Fingers crossed. Tradeify has been, I'll be like 1 or 2 days away from a payout on them, and then I blow them up. Bad. Just something's cursed with those accounts, I swear. But no, those are good, so that's good. When will they offer you to be an affiliate with TopStep? I would love to do that. I don't really think they do affiliates anymore. I think they have a handful of people, but they're very tight-niched people with TopStep. I think the broader affiliate market, they don't do that anymore. I would love that though. I would love that. Maybe someday. Who knows? Can you explain how Apex Prop Firm? Yeah, Apex Prop Firm is probably one of the more OG firms. They give you a lot of leverage in the fact that you can trade 20 funded accounts. No other firm gives you that. So you can leverage those payouts across 20 accounts. That's really the big takeaway from them. Some of the drawdowns. Well, let's finish the pros first. Cheap evals. Usually cheap activation fees, but they usually do have very, very good deals. And this week they're doing 90% off. We see that every once in a while, but when that hits, I always go and give you some Apex accounts whenever that 90% hits. I think it's silly not to. They're just so cheap. On the other hand, you got to deal with intraday drawdown. And until you clear that buffer, you're going to have all your unrealized gains are going to be trailed intraday by drawdown. So that's a drawdown. Yeah, that's a con. But apart from that, pretty solid. They're the firm that really has paid out. I mean, I think they've given certain traders upwards of 7 figures in payouts, like in one single payout. I think it's pretty crazy. I would like a taste of that. People say Apex is weird about the payouts. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess if a lot of these prop firms have rules, so it's a little tricky. Yeah, if they don't deny the payout, yeah. Yeah. I guess they've had a little bit of... Now, I won't say one of the pros is that you'll definitely get your payout. I haven't had experience with them up until that point, so I can't really speak on it. There's a lot of hearsay on the internet about stuff like that. I haven't had an individual experience with that, so I can't speak on it. Yeah, intraday is tough. I'm kind of looking for this pullback back above 50. We're just not really seeing it. Sellers kind of have control at the moment. They took control off the rejection of high a day, and they are in control. We're seeing structure start to tighten up a little bit, not getting a ton of opportunity to get short on it. We're already down 30 points. Getting short on it right now is a little tricky, just because we know how relentless this market can be. But this looks short to me. This looks very seller controlled at the moment as far as this structure goes. Higher time frame. How did that hourly close? Yeah, nice 30-point wick off the highs. Not the strongest bullish candle. 50% of this candle was controlled by buyers. The other 50% was rejected by sellers. So not the strongest candle, especially coming off of a breakout. Now we'll see if this retests the 40s, 30s, and then continues higher. But there's some seller control here. Is 30 points taken by sellers. Don't trade gold this week. Gold, I didn't trade gold this week. It was looking really good on the higher time frame, possibly trying to make a move back to the all-time highs. I knew it was at a massive level of resistance, but I mean, that thing just got shot and it sold very hard. And I would have been maybe a dip buyer at some point in there, but it just never really let up, and now it's continuing lower. I don't really like shorting into moves like that. I think it was down over 100 points or something crazy. Like, I'm not going to sell a market that's down that. It's just too extended for me. Not to say there wasn't money to be made. There was obviously money to be made, because that was a hard sell-off, and it didn't have much pullbacks on the way down. It didn't have much retracement on the way down. It's just really selling hard. Like, yeah, I mean, if I would have been looking at the market, maybe I would... damn, thing just got killed. Yeah, but when markets are very extended like that, I don't really love to short them. Although it would have worked well here. I don't want to get caught in the V-shape rally back up, which is always like a fear. But yeah, gold shorts killed it. Killed it. Let's do INQ. ES start. Yeah, ES looks to be holding better than INQ. Wow. No, okay, yeah, let me look at this. ES is just the better market to trade, it looks like. ES is back in the all-time highs. INQ is down still about 30 points, trying to curl off 40s. YM strong. The Dow is strong. Everything's strong here, yeah. Yeah. Going into the weekend, everything kind of pressing in the all-time highs. What's Bitcoin up to? What did we end up peaking at with Bitcoin? Oh, wow, 123,600. INQ making a leg lower. See, what is ES doing in a moment like this? Yeah, INQ's pulling, or ES pulling back a little bit. There was definitely a sell to be taken at some point here when we saw this reversal candle, but I think we started streaming around here. We're now too deep into the selling leg for me to try to get into it, so I'm not going to. This looks very bearish here, though. Very bearish. Very bearish. This feels, the thing is, man, with this market, when it comes to trying to sell this market, like after you've already seen some selling, it's hard to get into that because we just get reversed on so often. Like, I would love to get short here. I simply don't trust it. You know what I mean? I simply don't trust it. The structure is screaming, sell this to me. But I just don't trust it. That's the tricky part. Especially on this Apex eval where we have intraday drawdown. Gave you the name for your trading account? How did that, where, how? That's sick, bro. Man, when I was really young and I got like my my second dog, I named him after a stock that I thought was gonna be like when I was first starting in trading, I named him after a stock. I also named him after Neo in Matrix. I named him Neo. This was a Chinese car company at some point. Yeah, a Chinese car company that I'm sure it just sucks now. How much is this thing down? Wow, that's a penny stock for sure. 67 though. I remember the days I used to trade the stock market. Not horrible memories, I'm not gonna lie. I held my own in the stock market. I did. I held my own. Man, this is so tricky here. The only trade I would like to take is short, but I don't want to trade against the trend. And at this point, we're already too deep into it. Like at this point we've missed the trade in my eyes. From 76 to 36, we've missed the trade. That's 40 points. Elevator music, and see, I think hopefully I can still monetize this video and I don't get copyrighted. That's why. Sellers have control of this market, man. They just totally have control of this market. They've taken it off high a day with weight. We're almost 45 points off the highs. That's a solid pullback. What account size is the best? Well, when it comes to Apex, you got 25. I think it has a 25K account all the way to a 300K account. So I tend to think right in the middle is a good spot, like a 150K. I think I have the 150K. How's your new hobby going? So good. Thanks for asking. It's been taking a lot of my time. We go to the park and ride that mountain bike. So I want to get into like, I want to go take on like a real trail, like something with jumps and stuff. But yeah, I've been doing mountain biking. It's been fun. We go every morning. I've been having a blast. Does this market not feel low to chase? I just want to trade this into, well, we have VWAP at 400. We have structure at 400 to trade back into. At the moment, this is a failed breakout above the highs of 40. And sellers took control here in the 70s. I just know this thing can bounce. But yeah, I would like, if there's any trade to me, it's probably going to be a sell, but I need to see some retracement by buyers to get into. It's too low to enter here. Like if we can retrace back into low 50s, then I'll try to take a sell. Golf? Yeah, golf's a good hobby. I mean, golf, I suck at golf. But yeah. I'm really enjoying the mountain biking. I feel like I'm killing it. So, it's a great workout too. What platform? I've got Trade Ovate with Apex. Trade Ovate. At the moment, this is retesting these previous highs, trying to form support at 30. VWAP sitting down there at an even 400. Burn 500, express 50Ks this week. Brother, keep going, keep going. You got it. Don't give up on yourself, man. I had a bad week too, if it makes you feel any better. I had a horrible week. What is your code for Apex? Dude, I don't have a code. They didn't give me a code. I feel like they could be taking better care of me as an affiliate, but I don't have a code. If you use the link, it should track, and then you should just be able to use code SAVE NOW. But if you use my link, I think I'll get the commission for it. But my code is like, it's in the description. It's like XVSO8, and I don't know what it is. It's a little disappointing. There's some of these other firms take better care of me as an affiliate. Apex literally just gave me a computer generated code as my affiliate code, which is a little, yeah, I don't know. Anybody in here get the free, one of the 6 free MyFunit Futures accounts? How are those going for y'all? Did anybody in here win one of those 6 accounts when we did the giveaway? Should have given BPC. They should have. They didn't even, like, I can't edit it. I can't change it. They didn't give me a code. They could be better about that. They could be better in a lot of areas, but whatever. Hey. I think we should treat Apex about how we expect, you know, we all treat Apex a certain way, right? I don't know how to phrase it. I mean, they're like, I don't know how to phrase it. What's the word I'm looking for? We're gonna hit it and quit it type move with Apex, I think. Did Kick win one of the counts? It's going well, man. I'm halfway passing the giveaway count. Heck yeah. Yeah, they. Yeah, like an Apex still rolls around. I'll pick up a couple accounts, try to pass them, see if I can do the whole, you know, the Hail Mary. When the Apex evals, the cheap ones come around, I'll get a couple, try to pass them, try to hit that Hail Mary. If not, I'm on to the more, you know, I'm with Top Step, I'm with My Fun and Futures, Take Profit. Dude, Top Step's goated. Yeah, I mean, they're just goated. They're just goated. I wonder if we should start to try to get short into the low 50s here if we hold off the highs. I just don't know how much follow through we will see. Hourly will flip green above 23,450. Then we've got about a 30 point range. That's all been rejected. So, I mean, we'll see. Alpha, yeah. I suppose there's a lot of firms. There's a lot of decent firms. So what, you can really take a 15K payout with Alpha, then have... And is there consistency rules? Like I can pass them and then go throw 10 minis on a trade and make 15K and withdraw that? Or how simple does that sound? My Fun and Futures with a big update. They have now... you can take 100K out of sim funded account. That's insane, isn't it? That's insane. I'm gonna go for that, actually. I mean, I did that on Top Step. I'm gonna go for that on My Fun and Futures. Uh, 40% consistency. You can't be mad about that. That's like hardly anything, to be honest. I'm waiting to see if this hourly wants to flip green through 50. And then I'll consider maybe shorting into the wick that we leave into the mid to low 50s, possibly. Take out 100K, like that's the cap no matter how many accounts, or like you can take 100K out of each account, 5 different accounts? That's the real question. I think probably the more realistic answer is if you have 5 accounts, okay, you can take 20K out of each of those 5 accounts. Because if you could take 100K out of each account, buddy, I'm gonna go take a half a milli. Taking a trade today? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's be patient. Find out. You have to be patient here. I'm not just going to throw trades on. Find it really hard to try to do 1 to 2 trades a day. You need to start to be more picky about your trades. And if it happens to be a really nice day with clean price action and you find 5 or 10 trades, or if it's a really crappy day and you can only find maybe no trades. Like there's days that I should be taking no trades and I take a trade anyways and maybe I lose on it. Whenever I know that I shouldn't have taken a trade, because the only thing that I see is maybe a bearish setup in a market that isn't respecting bearish setup. So yeah, there's a couple days this week I shouldn't have traded at all. And I told myself mentally, I was like, maybe I shouldn't take a trade. You know, yeah, I mean, I think the start of the week, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to take a trade today. I still took a trade, took a loss on it. Like some days you really don't take trades, which is something I'm trying to come to terms with a little bit more, because in this environment, I mean, if you just really in this environment, if you don't buy the dip out of the opening bell, there's not really a lot of trade setups. There's continuation long plays here and there, but there's just not really a lot of setups. So there's been days where, yeah, okay, so this candle's flipping green through 50. I guess I can look at, there's a couple firms we can look at. Let's see now. Does this fight clean back into the 70s, or do we find a lower high? Pull back on INQ was nice entry. Yeah, it looks a little weak to me, but yeah, sure as shit did get bought like always. Okay. Do we leave a wick into the low 40s and then come and test 30s again? That would be the idea. Hard to trade all-time highs regardless. Sure is. Sure is. Right, 55 is kind of rejecting. This is kind of the setup I wanted to see. Yeah, I want to see buyers start to get rejected into the 50s. Hold off the high day and maybe test this recent low. Does ES set highs again? See, it's really hard to do that knowing ES is just running through highs. ES shows no signs of clear rejection at the moment. Tick charts with RSI, I don't really know how. I mean, I suppose that could be, I would have to really see the blueprint of that. I don't know how do you use, like in what context would you use tick charts with RSI? Checking on your chart. I can't check it right now because I don't have tick charts on TradingView. So we get that second leg into the new all-time highs here. Does Tradeovate have ticks? I don't know if the Tradeovate's platform itself has ticks. I imagine it probably does. ES might crack 430 here. ES is a beast at the moment. Got 3 Apex just now with the code. Appreciate that, brother. I hope you can get him past. What's the code? Just use my link and use save now if you guys want to, because the code is just so not convenient. It's literally like an 8-digit code of just random numbers. It's easier to just use the link and then hit save now on the coupon code. I think if ES pushes into new highs here, we'll get, obviously, INQ should follow into back into the 60s, 70s. Why not tell them to make it the BPC code? I don't even have a direct line to like an affiliate manager. Like I can't even get in contact with anybody. I mean, I guess I could if I dug hard enough. Yep, Apex does have the activation fee, yep. I think we just kind of wait here for this new high to get taken. No need to rush it. We will get a trade, but quality over quantity. How much is it? I think the current activation fees are 140 across the board, no matter what account size. I'm wondering now if that was the right trade. Low 50s gets rejected, and then we test these lows. ES would have to pull off of the highs. And it is. It is. It is. You need TradingView subscription. You don't need a subscription. You just need to go activate it in the add-ons tab. It's totally free though, I believe. thinking this might have been the trade, but now we're 10 points off. You got to pull the trigger at 55. But ES was looking so damn good there. Like 55 for ES was just a test of all-time highs, but for INQ it was a test of a lower high. I don't usually look at the both of them. I don't try to correlate them too much, but it's kind of hard not to when ES just looks so much stronger than INQ. Taking the trades? Not yet, my man. Not yet. Look at them side by side. Yeah. That might be the strat. Look, gold is pumping. Yeah, we'll take a look at gold. Not really. Not really. Yes, I think 55 maybe should have been my short entry here in hindsight. All right, so what's the profit target again for these 150K accounts? I think it's like 10K. Maybe it's 12K. Shit, maybe it's 15K. Wait, for a 150K? No, it's got to be closer to like 9, 12K. I can look. Profit goal 9K. 5K trailing drawdown. That's not that bad. They give you more trailing drawdown. Yeah. No, this is a 150K account. That's what I'm on right now. So you only need 9K with 5K trailing drawdown. They give you more drawdown than other firms, although it is intraday. Time to buy gold. I don't really think so, man. Gold is already settlement. It doesn't usually move too much, but nope. I don't think for me, I don't want to touch it. I don't say this often, but I think I'd rather trade INQ than gold at the moment. Okay, let's see if ES gets a second run up through the 30s. And let's see how INQ responds. ES might attempt the 30s, 430s here. Does anyone know what the 100K is? It said 3K, but that seemed low. I wasn't sure if I was... Are you talking about like the drawdown? Well, if the 150K is 5K, then the 100K might be, I would say closer to 4K, to be honest with you, but could be wrong. So best size for a funded account? That really depends. I feel like if you're a newer trader, maybe I think always the more expensive funded accounts, the best answer for you personally, because it's giving you more drawdown, and that's what we need to be able to, you know, the more drawdown, the better you'll be. But at the same time, it's just gonna cost more. But I mean, if cost wasn't a question, and you just gave me, okay, you can have a 150K or a 50K, I'm taking the 150K every time. You know, if cost wasn't a question. I think they just give you more flexibility. If I full port, you'll full port. Yeah, we'll be full porting probably to pass this eval. Most likely. Markets are so slow right now. Yeah, the 150K was like 40 bucks. I got one. It was like 40 bucks. I got a couple of them. Ain't too shabby. Okay. Do we pop through 430 here on ES? Come on, man. Move. Do something. Do you use fibs? No, I don't use fibs. I wouldn't mind starting to incorporate fibs, but at the moment I do not use fibs. I do think they can work well, though. I do think that they can work well. Just really like entering and exiting off of retracement zones, I think can be a very simple and easy way to trade. And I think it can be very effective too. Nightbot's crazy. Maybe I should take Nightbot off. Is Apex on Project X platform? No. That would be insane. I think people would have a filled day if they had Apex on Project X. I feel like people would do a lot better if Apex was on Project X. Maybe they might go under. If Apex ever gets on Project X, they might go under. Because like the copy trading there is so seamless and easy. Yeah. No, they're not on Project X. What are your thoughts on Patrick Wheatland? He's pretty cool, I guess. If Apex was on Project X, that would be insane. Could you imagine? Like the tab, and then you have 20 copy traded accounts. Why would they go under? I just feel like it's so much easier to... First of all, it's a great platform, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe there's no correlation, but I feel like when you have a great trading platform, people just trade better. I could be totally wrong. But I feel like it's so simple and seamless over there with the copy trading. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. Yep, Patrick Wheeland. Is he still, are him and Tradeify still like split up? He doesn't promote them anymore, and they cut him off. I remember that drama. Project X can have us link Apex tops of Alpha. Yeah, I want my funded futures on there. I think Tradeify is getting it. They all need to be on there. Yeah, because yeah, I remember that. I actually don't watch him often, but like I just so happened to catch his stream one morning when all that was going down, and I was like, "What is happening?" And they're like, yeah, that was crazy. Tradeify, dude, my Tradeify accounts are cooking. Fingers crossed. I always end up doing something stupid on the last day or two right before I get a payout, but we're very close on the Tradeify accounts. I accidentally made like 10K on one of the straight to fundeds, and I had to keep. I like kept buying 15 crude contracts and selling them because I had to like get my profits down. Hopefully they're fine with that. Man, the move here, I mean, there's not much of a move, but the 55 short could have worked out. Should have been in the market for that. And now we're just pulling back. ES is pulling back too. We might get new lows, and we might see VWAP. VWAP's just above 400s. This is kind of setting up for a bit of a dump into the afternoon session, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't like consistency either. I don't like consistency either. Not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan. Pretty much means, in my case, with a 150K account, you should never make more than like $1,600 pretty much, which it just puts a cap on you. Just puts a cap on you. Any updates on top one? I think they'll pay you out if you follow the rules. I didn't have a good experience with them. Didn't end up getting a payout. Maybe could have, but I ended up getting frustrated. Literally got so frustrated that next session that I used too much size and blew those accounts up. But I was pissed. I mean, I was pissed. I've been working for that payout for like a week or two. I traded exceptionally well, and then I get denied. Pissed me off. Give us something. Get a dump through new lows. Give us something. Something other than sideways, please. What strategy to use? Pretty much price action, man. Why'd your payout get denied? I guess because I was hyper scalping, or I was in and out of the market in less than 10 seconds. I have an editor that edits like my YouTube thumbnails, and I haven't talked to him in like a month, and I'm trying to get in contact with him, and he's MIA. Wow, it's messed up. So you just abandoned. Are you talking about the top one account? Yeah, I blew it up. We're going to have an hourly candle closure here. Did you teach yourself how to trade? Yeah, more or less taught myself how to trade. I watch YouTube videos. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, like a lot. How important do you think it is to have a mentor? I never had a mentor, so I can't really say. I mean, it can't hurt, right? All right, we're gonna have a new hourly candle closure in a minute. Hopefully price action picks up. Right now it's pretty dry. You think too much information and concepts are bad? Maybe not. Not like not in terms of like trying to educate yourself and like absorb information, but if you're trying to use like a million different concepts, maybe it could be bad if you like can't like overstimulate it, maybe. The only trade that I see here is a rejection of above the highs of the breakout for a possible sell back into VWAP. And VWAP's creeping up closer and closer to 410 the longer that we hold these 30s. Getting a new low under 30. At the very least, that offers us new opportunities, right? But yeah, no, sellers just have taken control of this market ever since we took high of day. Really, on that high of day take, control has shifted into the seller's hands, and we're just seeing continued downside, slow but steady. Slow but steady. Yeah, very good patience. Well, I probably had more patience than I usually do because I'm on stream. But yeah, I appreciate it. A little less motivated to just hop into something and look like a bozo, I guess. That quick wick under 30s and now holding 35, 36. ES does not look bad at all. ES is holding so well compared to INQ. It almost makes me, I mean, INQ has a lower high now on its 5-minute. ES is just still consolidating right at the all-time highs. It makes you never want to touch INQ again when you see that, right? Switch to the dark side. Is dark side ES? I feel like dark side's INQ. Bright side's ES. That's how it feels. It's your biggest winning day? I think 45,000. I might have had a better day than that at some point years ago. Still holding. It's a nice reaction off 30s. Buyer stepping back in. That quick wick 423. Okay, these markets are starting to roll over a little bit. Structure on INQ looks a hell of a lot worse than ES. Look, ES is still holding 425. ES is chilling right now. You can't even get into the market at 424 unless you have a limit order. I mean, you touch 424, then we're off. That is ugly stuff. Interesting, interesting. ES still holding just under the all-time highs. And ES looks fine. Just fine. And I hate when we can't get into the market at market. Like, you can't get into this unless you have a limit order at 624, because it's just a quick wick and then we're instantly 10 points higher. Like, now I want to get into dip buys, but like if I don't have a limit order there, I'm missing out on 10 points of an entry lower. It's just because it's a quick wick. Like, you don't have time to hit the buy button and get filled at the market. You have to have a limit order in at 2.4 to get picked up on this. And I don't like just kind of having blind limit orders in situations like this, because I mean, if this breaks, it can break with volume and run into the VWAP. It's kind of a coin flip. Like, you start to need to actually look at the price action to understand, okay, yes, this is where I want to get in. But if it's a 10-point wick like that, you can't get into the market unless you have a limit order. And once again, this issue with the limit order is that on the break of 22, like, we can flush. Obviously, that's always an issue, right? But I can't stand when the market does that. It doesn't even give you a chance to get in unless you have the limit order. Okay, ES might take new high day, new all-time highs through 428. Let's see. This music's got to go. I mean, this music has to go. New all-time highs above 42875 is new all-time highs. Likely see the 30s. Yeah. Wow. New all-time highs on NQ. I mean on ES. NQ. Just not the same. It's just not the same. It's just not the same. It might be time to retire NQ. Yeah, I think going into next week, I'm gonna start trading ES. I think going into next week, I'm gonna start trading ES. NQ is just, I don't know, it's just chaotic. So any trades yet? Not yet, brother. Not yet. Yeah, like maybe when I look at ES, I don't think that it looks bearish from time to time. Yeah, I guess just a much cleaner market. Yeah, I think it's time to retire NQ. Thank you for all you've done for me, but I think we'll be trading ES from now on. Or at least I'm going to try to transition to trading ES from now on. I think so. I mean, I've had some great success with NQ, but I think ES is going to be the one for me. Yeah, NQ is totally lagging. You can only trade ES during New York session? That's not true. That's not true. Does it move during Asia and London? Just so you know. I mean, I don't think that's true either. This was yesterday. This was 20 points. I mean, you gotta understand it. ES is a fraction of the price of NQ. Like, so I mean, 20 points is still pretty good. 20 points is equivalent to 100 points on NQ. Yeah, I mean, there's trades. Yeah, I mean, this to me looks about. I think there is trades to be had. Yeah, I don't think that's horrible. I don't think that looks about like NQ, just a little more stable. Well, we'll let you know. I'll try to trade it in Asia. I don't think it'll be impossible. I mean, you kind of got to go into it with the understanding that Asia's not going to be a fireworks show or anything. Like sometimes there's really no trades to be had in Asia. Like I didn't really trade Asia last night, even on INQ. Wow, look at this rejection here. Just under the all-time highs. Yeah, see, in my opinion, INQ like had a very ugly pullback off of this run up to the 70s. And so that's the same as, yeah, I mean, this was the pullback we saw in ES, 28 to 25. On an INQ, it's 75 to 23. ES is right now at the highs. INQ is still 25 points lower. I think we just want to trade ES. I think that'll be, I think I'll love that. I think I will love doing that. I think I will love doing that. Then you wouldn't have to deal with, I don't know if it'll be better or worse, probably better. You don't have to deal with, like you have 4 ticks a point as opposed to 10 ticks a point. That could be better, could be worse. We'll see. I've had it with INQ. Go look at YM. I could trade YM too, but I need the data for it. I need to get the data for it. I suppose I could add CBOT data. I mean, that's an okay market. I had a massive day today, huh? I can trade the Nikkei. Nikkei was like just off of the all-time. Oh wow. Or not all-time highs. Or is it all-time highs? I don't really know much. Yeah, not yet. Is that the all-time highs there? 42,545. Something into next week, we can start to look at maybe buying this pullback. This looks like it maybe wants to curl here as well. Maybe buying that pullback for a test of these highs again. 42,125. Had a massive break out of the range with nice clean move to the upside. Little pullback at this 40 level, then moves higher. That might be something. Might be something to look at. All right. So if INQ, if I'm correct, INQ being into almost 460 should mean ES is back at the all-time highs or just under it. Yeah, pretty much into the new all-time highs. Let's see. We're gonna see the 430s get tested here. Gold riding. Is gold actually moving that much? Not really. I really feel like gold's not moving that much. But I guess neither is the market I'm looking at, to be fair. All right, we got 430s here. New all-time highs on ES. 430s, new all-time highs on ES. Let's see it. Do we get a breakaway move, or do we just continue to bleed up slowly? Every time you get a new break to the all-time highs, you always start to look at the order book as kind of like, do sellers step out of the way? You know, do sellers really step out of the way? Kind of, because you can get explosive rallies when you break into new all-time highs, or it can just be really slow bleeds. But that's something you have to be aware of too. Because we are truly stepping into a level that we have never seen before, right? There's no upside resistance at this point that we know of. So sellers can step out of the way and completely pull the orders out of the way. And this thing can move very strong. Or it can just continue bleeding up slowly. Yeah, so ES in the all-time highs. INQ is not. And INQ still... INQ's got another 15, 20 points to go. What's up, TJ? What do you think of this week's price action? Just continuing the uptrend here. Some days lower volume, some days higher, but all in all, we started the week lower and ended the week higher. Markets are just continuing to move up into the all-time highs. Man, hit my daily loss limit on an eval. Yeah, that's tough, bro. I hit my daily loss limit on my live account. Look at this exhaustion candle to the 30s. ES pulling back a little bit. INQ having trouble moving back to the highs. A little bit of rejection in the 60s. Yo, what's good, Steph? Welcome back, brother. How you doing? Good, trying to close the week strong. Yep, yup. I'd be happy to pass this eval into the weekend. I would be happy to do that. About an hour and a half till market close. My week was really bad, broke all my rules. Yeah, my week was pretty bad too, man. Pretty bad week. Which, you beat yourself up more is when it's a bad week, and it wasn't even that bad of, you know, like, it's not like we had a crazy hard market to trade, you know? So it hurts double. In hindsight, it was not a very difficult market to trade. Only one winning day? Dude, I think I only had one winning day today too. Or sorry, this week too, to be honest. I think Monday was my only winning day. Horrible. Why not stream on Discord? Because how am I going to get discovered by new people that aren't in the Discord? You know? That's the way I look at it. No. All-time highs make it hard to trade. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if your mindset isn't totally just kind of buy every dip, then it is, yeah, I guess it could be a little tricky to trade. Well, whenever a market's pushing all-time highs, you can always assume that that's when the trend is as strong as it's ever been. So really just continue buying the dips until structure proves you otherwise. Continue buying the dips. That's really what it is. Even if it starts to look bearish, the practicality of that actually playing out with a high level of accuracy is very low. So all-time high markets are really just as simple as buying the dip. I didn't do that well this week, but that's the story of it. Like, it's just, you really have to simplify the trading and not, you have to be less of a trader and more of an investor. You want to be buying intraday dips. You want to be less of a trader and more of a short time frame investor, trading with the trend. It's hard to, I mean, and that's a hard mindset to get into. It's a really hard mindset to get into. It's an easygoing, like very simple mindset to have, but it's a hard mindset get into. Because you almost feel like you're not working hard enough. Like you're not doing enough to be a good trader. But simply put, you just buy the dips. And I mean, if you bought every dip this week, right? If you saw the dip and you waited for the sellers to become exhausted and you bought that dip, oh my God, you did amazing. You did amazing this week. Now, do we keep that same mindset going into next week? Do we just buy every single dip? If nothing changes, then yes, we just keep buying every single dip. ES en route to 7,000, I think. We'll get there. En route to 7,000. Tell you what, though, I mean, if you're trying to trade the continuation long, these don't feel like quality dips. Like, this doesn't feel like a quality dip. I guess because the numbers are so much tighter. Like, 21 to 25 doesn't seem like a huge trade, but... like, INQ can give you pullback and actually feels like, okay, this is very extended to the downside. You know, let's take that dip by. As opposed to ES, sometimes doesn't feel like that. Like, to me, this doesn't feel like a quality dip. I guess that's the difference. Like INQ, this felt more like a quality dip. It was double leg pullback. It was almost 45 points off the highs. ES is much more structurally intact. Doesn't have those wild swings. Even when buying the dip, how do you know which is gonna hold? It could hit stop loss and go. Yeah. I mean, that always can happen. But this week, 9 times out of 10, if you bought the dip out of the open, it's a hard mindset. Yeah, it's truly a hard mindset to get into. It's a very, you can't always have confirmation is the thing, but history is telling us that past couple of weeks, all you have to really do is buy big pullbacks. This feels like just a bleed up into the all-time highs and at the close. And I'm afraid there isn't much opportunity for it. You know what I mean? Did you get food or something? No. You got what? Not a lot, did you? Like what? What's for dinner tonight? Angel pastas for dinner tonight. Hold on. No, I'm good. Confirmation when speculating has always been a weird. Yeah, it's hard to always wait for confirmation. Sometimes it's better to anticipate what has been proven right historically. It's better to just anticipate with tight risk management than it is to confirm if you always confirm everything, you're getting into the move a little bit too late most of the time, and 9 times out of 10 getting wicked out at some point. You know what I mean? Like in this market, you truly need to be anticipating this dip as opposed to waiting for confirmation and then trying to get out. Like if I get long here, I could get wicked out and it could still hold, and I mean, it's just not like this is an entry within all this chop. You have to anticipate this low, not wait for confirmation off of it. You know, you just sometimes have to be anticipating. It's very slow. It's very slow. We might just see a bleed up into the close, chat. New all-time highs into the weekend here. Yeah, just the way we're consolidating right the highs, not really getting a lot of selling pressure off these highs. With an hour and a half to go, feels like a slow and controlled bleed into a new all-time high into the close or something like that. At least a close near all-time highs. Which is great, but it's hard to position yourself long at this point. It's hard to position yourself long at this point. Like, where do you get into the market? Unless you got the dip off 24 and truly anticipated that higher low there, it's hard to get into the market now. Especially on an intraday eval. But yeah, man, just buy the dips. Just buy the dips, damn it. You gotta just buy the dips. We've been seeing it's been pretty interesting. Like we'll get sell-offs into the early Asia, late London sessions, and then we'll be buyers will enter into the New York Open. We've continued seeing that. It's kind of interesting. Where are we at? Okay, here we are. Why is the Dow so strong? What am I missing today on the Dow? Did earnings come out for a company in the Dow? You only trade off of price action and structure on the screen. Yeah, pretty much, man. I'll use VWAP as well, but yeah, pretty much. I don't really read the order book or anything like that. I've tried to read the order book and stuff. I don't really think it gives me much of an edge or anything like that, so no, I don't read it. YM, huh? YM. Y to the M. The Dow. The Dow, damn it. Oh, wow. Yeah. All-time high is what, 45,300s on the Dow. So, yeah, we're here. Really clean inverted head and shoulders playing out nicely on the Dow as well. Look at that. That's maybe the prettiest inverted head and shoulders I've ever seen. Maybe we trade the Dow. Maybe we trade the ES. There's a couple markets I could look at. I'd have to get data for it, though. If I want to trade on the live account, I have to get CBOT data. What else does CBOT have? CBOT exchange. Like, what else could I trade if I get CBOT? CBOT. What's on the CBOT exchange? Chat, what's on the CBOT exchange? I can't find this in my life. Oh, ag products? Okay. Soybeans and stuff. Oh, treasuries. Yeah, dude. Every chart I'm looking at's a lot prettier than INQ, I will say. A lot prettier than INQ. I think CME includes CBOT. No, I can't trade the Dow. I just can't. I don't think I can. Maybe I can. Let me check. No, I don't have the Dow. Use your code for TPT. Bought 2 more because my original 2 on live support. Yes, I will be praying for your accounts. Appreciate you using the code. Jason says, man, I was in ES at 6403-ish and rode top of value area, but got out thinking that it's Friday and we may fade. But just holds up and runs all day. Yeah, Fridays are either going to be like that. They're going to show you nice continuation or fade. It's what the algo decides to do on that day. 6403. Wow, so at the bottom, it's incredible. Right there at the bottom of the open, at the lowest point today, you were in a long. And this thing is now 30 points higher. Kicking yourself, huh? I know how that feels. I can trade the euro dollar on my live account, but I don't have CBOT. But I know I can trade the euro dollar, I believe. Do you use measured move basic estimates? No. No, I'll usually, I mean, if I have an upside target, for example, it'll typically be through a higher high. I mean, if we're in an uptrend, it'll be through a higher high. And then out above that higher high, I'll usually give it some room. And then it's really price action. I'll let a trade run. In a perfect world, I'll let a trade run until the price action tells me I should get out of it. Which can sometimes, you can sometimes shoot yourself in the foot. Because price action can start to look ugly. I think if I go and trade ES, some of these candles will be a little cleaner, and I won't get maybe so psyched out by some of the INQ candles, because INQ can look really ugly sometimes. And ES maybe doesn't look super ugly sometimes when it comes to, like, if it gets hit with a sell-off, it doesn't look as dangerous as INQ does. So that might actually help me whenever I start trading ES next week. Yeah, I do like to use like pure price action to determine when to get out of a trade. And yeah, ES can look deceptive sometimes, to say the least. It's just a lot crazier than ES. One hour after open, ES looked the worst of anything? Did it? Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. The water looks fine. I don't really know until I start trading it. I think I'll do better on it, though. I do. Took payouts from Top Step Live account? No, I haven't taken any payouts. I have not taken any payouts from Top Step Live account. We got about an hour till close. You gonna make a video about the payout? About what payout? What payout? Why hold off on the payouts from Top Step? I just don't really need to take any payouts right now. Yeah, I don't really need to take any payouts or anything, so I just haven't taken any. I like Top Step. I like the firm. I would like to keep, I would like to keep that account alive. So yeah, I'm just not really taking any payouts. I don't need to take a payout, so I just haven't. The money might be safer in there, to be honest. I actually like how they have the risk parameters you have to trade around. Can it shoot you in the foot sometimes? Sure, but yeah, I have no issues with it in there. I mean, you're trading with a real prop firm at the end of the day, so I don't have any complaints with it. Yeah, Top Step, yeah, sometimes the Project X, the VWAP is funky for sure. You trade TBT at all? Yeah, I trade TBT. I like TBT. TBT, I've had the second most amount of payouts from. I took a $15,000 payout from TBT a month or two ago. They're sick. The intraday drawdown's a pain in the ass, just like Apex, but I mean, they're sick. I mean, you can get past that buffer, you know, I think they're great. The uncapped payouts are incredible. You just got to get the, that intraday drawdowns is super annoying sometimes, but it is what it is, right? Contemplating maybe, I don't really want to take a dip buy into the close, but this thing still looks strong. There's very little room for error or retracement though when we're trying to trade intraday evals on Apex. Looks good though. Looks like we probably missed most of the move though. Full port to get past. I do full port to get past the buffers too though. I do. I full port trying to get past those buffers. I do not like having a trailing drawdown on me. I'll try to hit it like one clean trade, get past the buffer. Then you don't have to deal with it. Probably better ways to go about it, but that's how I do it. I hate the intraday trailing drawdown. Like I'm full porting those funded accounts. When I get them funded, I'm still full porting up into the point until I can clear the intraday buffer. Like until I can clear that, I'm still full porting. Because until that intraday trailing drawdown's off my butt, I can't trade with like a clear. I can't trade the way I want to trade. It totally affects how I trade. So until I can get that off my butt, I can't have like a clean and clear account to start like trading with. Look at that quick wick 41. What is TBT? It's Take Profit Trader. They're a pretty solid firm. That's right up here actually. Power hours beginning. Chat, do we take it long? I feel like we've been looking so long. This is just a PA account. It was $40 account. Let's get this thing passed, right? Do we have a higher low hold? Really, the question is, we're seeing really clean and bullish consolidation right under the all-time highs on ES and INQ. It really comes down to the simple answer as to whether this holds as a higher low as we test 40s. If it does, we try to get long for a move into the all-time highs into the close. Simply following the trend. Let's see what this starts to look like on higher time frames, 15 minutes. Yeah. No surprise pullbacks here, and we should be okay, actually. Have you ever taken a big payout from Apex? Nope. Nope. I have not. I wish price would hang down here a little bit longer. I mean, we're instantly wicking and then we're off that level by 10 points. If you don't have a limit order in here, it's so hard to get into the market. It's so hard to get into the market. It's frustrating. Like if you don't have a limit order into the low 40s here, you're not getting filled. Or maybe I was talking, it wasn't paying attention, but that seemed like almost an instant wick and then we were 10 points higher. Those are the worst type of markets, man. Just high and consolidating, and then every pullback you get is a wick, and it's like you can't even get in if you hit market buy. And 10 points is a big deal for INQ. I don't want to buy 50. I want to buy 40. I don't want to buy 50. You usually get a payout the first day. That's the way to do it. Yeah, I think it was like after I purchased the eval, it was like 5 days and then 2 days funded, and I took a 15K payout out of one account. So like seven trading days, 15K payout in 7 days. Pretty awesome. Look at that, another quick wick 39. I would hate to see markets fall off a cliff right here and me try to buy into it. I mean, there's no doubt that these markets are extended to the upside into the, you know, in this session, that is for sure. But at the same time, let's go to the 1 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute. That wick off 38s. Buyers holding 40s or trying to. Be a shame to see these markets just melt down into the close. Anticipating a buy if I start to see some nice bullish price action out of the 40s here. Looking for a run up into the all-time highs into the close. Or at the very least, maybe a quick scalp. Maybe a quick scalp. Because this is intraday trailing drawdown. We have been chopping around for a couple hours at this point. So I can't give much back to the market, but maybe a quick scalp. Maybe a quick scalp. William said, "Did you have?" I had one 150K and one 50K at the time that I had my top step XFA. I think officially power hour. I'm an hour till market close now. Into the weekend, just under all-time highs. That is correct, William. That's correct. Watching price action on this retest of 38 to see if we hold. Quick wick. So So sketchy trying to buy this market just because you know it can do it. If it really wanted to, this thing could flush hard. I mean, that's always the case, right? But it's even more a threat whenever we are pretty extended. We are pretty extended in the session. And we don't know what the resistance looks like up here at the all-time highs, you know? There could be a massive wave of sellers up here for all we know. I don't like the equal wicks at 39. I think I would like to see it take 39s, but also hold 24. So somewhere in between, I'd like to try to anticipate a higher low under 39. Anybody else? Any other traders potentially eyeing up along into the close? Potentially eyeing up along into the close. The one time I do go long in this market, it's just been so strong all week. One time I do go long in this market, I'm sure it'll be a loser, right? Pretty much haven't taken many longs this week. Hence the reason I'm losing this week. But I'm sure the one time I do take it long, it'll be an ugly flush. Yeah, I want to see it under 39 first. I like shorts, yeah. Don't we all like shorting the all-time highs? It's a dirty addiction of ours. Now, do I do it on ES or INQ? Do I get long on ES or INQ? Like, this doesn't look like much of a pullback to be buying on ES is the difference. I don't know if it's because we have... I don't know if it's because we're further off of the highs on INQ, but like something about this dip looks better. Like, this hardly looks like a dip. This hardly looks like a dip. It's hard. It's hard to get in long on that, isn't it? I mean, it's holding structure way more bullish, yes, but this doesn't feel like a dip to me. It just doesn't feel like a discounted price to be getting long on. I don't know. It's a weird concept for me. Like 2 points. You have to be happy to get in long on 2 points under the highs. Just 2 points. Take it or leave it, they say. ES looks like it's fading. ES looks okay to me. Doesn't look that bad. It just looks so bullish that it's almost feels impossible to get long on that thing. That'll be a weird concept to grasp. Okay, do we find buyers off 38s? We just barely took that low. We're starting to form more wicks. We can start to leave these wicks here into the low 40s and find buying back into the 50s. I don't want to be chasing. I almost want to anticipate that 38. Yeah, I mean, you can't really, and it's not really much of a pullback at all. Get in if you want to, I guess. I'm long. Okay, what do we got till close? We got about 50 minutes till close. Still consolidating nicely. Buyers are holding levels This doesn't look horrible. This doesn't look horrible. Yeah, this doesn't feel like a buyable dip to me. Do I think it can go higher off of this low? Sure do, but gosh, that doesn't. That's only 3 points there. It just doesn't feel like a buyable dip. Although I'm fairly confident it moves higher, it just doesn't feel like a buyable dip. Feels like you'll get chopped up, right? Feels like you'll get chopped up. What do you use for your personal brokerage? At the moment, I don't have a personal brokerage account. Are you talking about better than Tradeovate, like as a broker itself, or like the charting, or what? I know TradeStation is pretty decent. They don't offer as great of they don't offer as good of margin, but they're pretty decent. Pretty decent. Okay, we have ES all-time highs. I guess you have to get long right here, but it's just nothing about that felt like really much of a dip at all, so it's hard to get long there. Just really hard to get long there. It's really just hard to get long there. The structure is just so compressed. It's just such a tight dip buy. It doesn't feel like a great dip buy, so. But let's see. Might get a new high. So short on INQ, it still looks bullish to me, guys. I haven't really nutted up and pulled the trigger on anything today, but yeah, there's been opportunities, 25s to 60s, 37 to possibly 60s if we pull into these equal highs. We do have equal highs at 60s. Stacked highs here, equal highs at 60s. Yeah, if you're looking for a personal brokerage, TradeStation's pretty decent. A lot of traders use AMP. They're okay. There it goes without me, yeah. Ever so slow markets here. Ever so slow markets here. How many minutes do you use? I think I used like 5 at one point, but I mean, my buffer at that point was a lot bigger than it started with. Look at this, testing 40s again. Yes, just our 30s. He's gonna get a nice pop through 30s here. And that's way easier to see than INQ, to be honest. It's way easier to expect that this is gonna break 30s here sooner than later than it is to have a clue what INQ wants to do. It's tight equal highs here, the 30s. Higher low, higher low, higher low. This range is tight. We're gonna get a break through 30s here on ES. Mad Max, what days of the week you're on? I'm trying to be on every single day. ES in a new all-time highs. It's just really strong price action on ES. Everything looking up for possible run at all-time highs. There we go. Just a point or two off all-time highs now. Should see a break here. INQ still trailing. Here's the ES new all-time highs by a tick. See if we get kind of a breakout. Just super sideways right now. Can't take a trade on anything. Not with this intraday drawdown. Just not possible. You had it a position? Yeah, brother. I mean, we got 30 minutes till the close. ES has just continued to bleed into the all-time high. It's not really breaking out. NQ still 25 points under the high of day. How does NQ look on the hourly at this point? What position you get in? Are you in a long or a short here? Long on 439 stops just in profit. 439, 439. 439. Stops in profit. Yeah, I mean, that's the way. Not a lot of room to let this thing pull back, but it hasn't given us a lot of room today to begin with, so it's hard not to. Yeah, I wouldn't let this thing go red on me if I was in on this dip, that's for sure. Let's see if you get stopped, though. Looks like it's coming for you. But yeah, when you're in like a long end of day, this thing's not giving us a ton of follow through. I would definitely have stops and profit if this thing is 10, 15 points above your entry. I don't see why you wouldn't have stops and profit right here. Or stops at kind of break even profit, whatever it is. It's up good, but then it retraces right after added position clapped. Yeah, it's a little choppy right now, guys. I mean, trust me, I would be in a trade if there was a setup, but it's just too choppy. Yeah, the trailing is tough. The trailing's tough. Like if I can't hit a nice home run move, like trailing in the middle of all this chop is just so bad. It's just hard to trade an intraday account in the middle of all this chop. Unless you're scalping 5-10 points and you have a limit order in and you don't let it pull above that and come back to it. Just take it off at its highest point. It's not easy to do though. It's not easy to do. Okay, we're in another test of the 40s here. Got any trade? We might see a trade here. I might try to eye up a long position. We have 30 minutes till the close. We have equal lows here in the 38s. I would like to see move through 38s, but I also want to see 24 holds. So somewhere in between. VWAP is now crept up to 410. Do we get a 410 push? Haven't really seen much of a meaningful retracement on ES the entire session. Like we haven't really seen much of a pullback. It's honestly just been a bleed up. I would argue there's been no pullback today. There's little micro pullbacks, but just no real pullback today. TP hit. Well, we might get it under 38. Now, under 38, do we flush through 24 or do we hold? Do we hold the 30s would be the question. As we come down under 38, do we hold the 30s? You can see these markets wanting to pull back into the weekend a little bit. Especially because we haven't seen much of a pullback today at all. Yes, actually coming down here. Somebody in the chat was short. I know they said it. Let's see, under 38, what the price action looks like under 38. Do buyers gain control back on this market under 38, or do we lose 24, the recent low? I say recent low. This was hours ago. Let's call it our next low. Price has really just been that slow. This low was almost 2 hours ago. I mean, I think maybe closer to an hour and a half ago. Let's see. Do buyers lose complete control under 38? What does this look like under 38? What does the volume look like under 38? Haven't seen a ton of follow through when we do break lows in this session. How is this a strong selling area on the 4 hour? Do we see exhaustion on the 4 hour? Is that what we're looking at? Yeah, maybe. I mean, that could go reclaim and look just fine. Okay. I'm gonna get long there. I'm gonna get long there. I like the reaction. It's a little bit higher of an entry. I like the reaction off 3.7. I'm gonna get long, looking for a high day move here on INQ. I should have tried to get better, you know, better of an entry, maybe a bottom tick at 37, but I wanted to wait for some reaction from buyers. So I'll stop it if we break 37. I'm looking for this to go take the 60s and maybe make a run up into the all-time highs. Check on ES. I'll give it a little bit of breathing room under 37 if it does break, but not much. I'll have to cut it. I'll have to cut it if we don't start to hold. I mean, buyers could really realistically step in anywhere in the 30s. As long as this doesn't melt down into low 20s, it should be okay. But it's more choppy than anything, so I'll manually stop it if it gets ugly. Unless this is just a massive wick through 24, which would be ugly. Let's go to the 1 minute, why not? Yeah, we're pretty much looking for this 24 to hold, more or less. So in live account, the daily loss limit is intraday. No, there's no intraday loss limit, trailing loss limit in the live account. Now, what firm are you even talking about? You're talking about Top Step? Yeah, no, it's definitely not intraday. See, that entry could be so much better. I could have gotten in 36, 37. Need to be more patient. They make it sound like it's intraday? How do they make it sound like it's intraday? It's interesting. I've never heard that. Where do they make it sound like it's intraday at? Intraday. No. I don't... It's your daily loss limit, but it does not trail you intraday. But I mean, if you breach it, it's just like any loss limit. If you breach it, you'll be liquidated and locked out. I believe in the power of the bulls. This thing's been bullish all week. Watch Friday into the close. It just takes a massive shite. I could see that. Couldn't y'all see that? I could see that. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. No, this thing's strong and continues to show that it's strong, so I'm gonna trust the process. Try to take my long trade. Now, I will hate to see this thing come up, put in a high, and then come back down to my entry, because then I'd be eating that intraday the intraday trailing drawdown. I don't want to eat the intraday trailing drawdown. So this thing's going to need to confirm some sort of upside continuation for us. Otherwise, I'm going to be pissed, first of all. But second of all, yeah, we're gonna be eating into the trailing drawdown. Well, look, we came up to the entry. Now we're rejecting off again. 45s, mid 40s is kind of rejecting here. Sellers rejecting price here in the 40s. That's not the best look. Not the best look. Testing 45 again. Let's see, breakthrough 45. We have 25 minutes till the close, chat. 25 minutes till the close. We continue to reject the mid 40s here. Nice push through 45. Okay, can we get the move back to the all-time highs? Can we get the move to the intraday highs and the all-time highs? What's ES doing? Not that it matters. Oh, that's not ES, is it? ES is okay. All right. Let's see if these markets want to go push into the all-time highs into the close. We've got 25 minutes. 25 minutes. If this trade needs to turn into a scalp, it can. But I don't want it to run too high, then come back to the entry. That would be horrible. So if we can start to get a nice reaction through the mid 50s, I guess I'll start to trail it a little bit. Just because, yeah, the intraday trailing drawdown, if it comes back into my entry, is going to be disgusting. So we'll have to pay attention to that. Let's see. Can we break 50s here? Can we break 50s here? 47s, 48s, 49s, 50s. This is where you want to see continuation through 50s. We still have those equal highs in the 60s. 460s equal highs. Doesn't look horrible. I'd like to give this thing more room than 5 points before I start locking in profits. But man, with that intraday drawdown, you really do have to. Like, you really can't let this thing come back to your entry. Otherwise, you're eating another $1,000 a drawdown. Like, if it came back to my entry, I'd be eating another $1,000 a drawdown on top of, I guess, a losing or a break-even trade, right? Not fun. This market looking decent off of the 40s here. Nice trade. So far, so good. I mean, it could still flip on us. We're looking for the breakthrough 50s, a run to the 60s, then a possible test of the highs, the intraday highs, which is up there at 75. We're currently about 25, 30 points off. We need, what's the profit target on these ABEX accounts? So like 10,000 or 15,000? What was it? 9,000? $9,000 profit target. We're only 1/9 of the way there, which is $1,000 is only 1/9 of the way to passing the 150K eval. Isn't that crazy to say? We're only 1/9 of the way there. If we can get to $2,000, we'll be 1/4 of the way there. All right, we're testing 50s nicely. Some clean volume on this candle. Don't want to see us get wicked here in the 50s. See buyers take this back to the all-time highs. Once again, if we can start to push through the mid 50s, I will start to trail the stop. I will start to trail the stop. Looks good though. Testing 50s, not backing off too much. Looks good. Don't jinx it. Apex is intraday. Yeah, Apex is intraday. They're notorious for having the intraday. Look at this. I'm gonna push into the 50s. See some exhaustion. Now sellers are stepping into it. And buyers should take control back at 45. They must take control back. Otherwise, it's either chopper. This thing's gonna sell here, to be honest with you. The longer we hang out at the lows. And buyers need to step back in here, leave a nice wick off 45 and reclaim 50s. That has to happen. Has to happen. See a quick push through 50s here. Like a first presented pullback on this move needs to get, yeah, bought up pretty quickly. If this is going to make... You also have to think in terms of how much time. We have 20 minutes, and we have about 25 points to cover of upside. So we need to start to see the reaction from buyers right about now. This can't hesitate to break 50s. We need to move through 50s. Don't give it all back. Well, I mean, this is an eval and we need 9K to pass, so I'm not just gonna... That's only 5 points. I have to give it some room to see if it can open up. But we are shitting out a little bit here. Yeah. Felling at 50s is not what you want to see in this market. Felling at 50s. Let's see. Let's see a wick off 43s. Go take 50s out. Got 20 minutes till the close. We get back to the 48s, that'll be nice. Okay, looking decent, looking decent. Looking decent, no jinx it. How much drawdown do you have? Yeah, we're jinxing it. How much drawdown do you have on the Apex? Yeah, that's pretty much right. That's correct, William. So like if you're up $1,000, so like right now my drawdown is at its peak. I guess I have about $1,800 less drawdown than I had originally. And these markets are just chopping around, not showing us continuation. So this trade may not work out just for lack of follow through. Really, look at that quick wick 37. We're gonna break these lows here. I should probably hop out. If I don't see price immediately run back above my entry, I'm gonna jump out of this trade. Giving it a couple seconds to see if this runs back through 50s quickly. Otherwise, I want to be out. Otherwise, I want to be out. Yeah, if this doesn't get back above 45, we're going to retest that 37 wick, I'm sure. Giving it one more chance. Just getting chopped the hell up really is the issue. Not to say that's necessarily bearish. Get my finger on the close. Yeah, I'm out of there. That's going to break 37, so maybe we can re-enter. I don't know how much drawdown we have left. But this is just very choppy stuff. Drawdown with trailing is kind of scary. Yeah, it's not fun, that's for sure. It's not fun. This should break 37s here. Be surprised if this doesn't break 37s. All right, 37s. $34. You still needs to hold 24 if buyers have any chance of running this to the all-time highs into the close. 15 minutes till the close. Do I want to try to get off 34? We broke 37, but not a ton of follow through. Curious to see how ES is reacting. Yeah, ES is not looking horrible. Like max 5 minis. I mean, if you get them funded, brother, I would trade them very slowly and try to keep them alive. That's the issue. Lost traders can't keep funded accounts alive too long. I struggle with it too. But if you get them funded, yeah, I would just take it slow and use 5, 10, 15 micros. I would take it very slow. Man, see, we broke 37, but we're continuing to not get follow through. And that's the selling point for me. Like, all we need at this point is bulls to take control and get a push into the all-time highs. We're breaking lows, but not getting any follow through. Now, it's the same thing on the buy side, but we are breaking lows and not getting any follow through. So like, this doesn't feel like a sell-off at all. At least not at the moment. So we got, what, 13 minutes till the close? So I'll try it long again. And I'll stop it out if we start to lose the bid too much into the low 30s. I'll stop it out. Bow down, bow down, bow down. This is it's actively trying to form support, whether it does or not. There's a high probability that we do, but actively trying to form support here in the 30s. Continue just wick under these lows, but ultimately holding. And buyers are responding with 10-point rallies every time. So for me, it's worth trying to take this long into the close. It's hard to manage with some of this price action, a little less follow through. Having to deal with the intraday trailing drawdowns, a little bit frustrating. Like, we're already negative 1,000 drawdown because of just the chop, really. As long as buyers continue to try to hold these lows, I'm going to give it a shot. We're still holding 24s. Added 5 more. This low is still respecting at the moment. And buyers are just letting this bleed out into the close. And we only have 10 minutes now. So time does start to become a factor for this to play out. Time does start to become a factor for this to play out. Holy shit. 27. Wow. I guess that's MOC. Yeah. Buyers are just not willing to step back into this market here. To bleed up all day, then the past 3 hours, we just haven't seen any buying attempts higher. After that intraday high got put in, we just have not seen it. Yeah, that's... Oh, there goes that eval. I thought it was worth the shot. I did. I thought it was worth a shot. Truth is, though, if you can't get long in this market out of the opening bell, it's just hard. It's just hard to position yourself long. It really is. Okay, we'll watch it in the close. Why not? We will watch it into the close. Now, what does ES look like in this situation here? Kind of fading a bit. Closed early? Oh, yeah, you were in short, right? Let's see. Does this market really dump? We have 9 minutes till the close. $24 looking like it wants to break. Have to buy the dips, but where? I truly think if you don't buy the dip out of the open and then we get any kind of reaction to the upside, after that point, price action gets very tricky. You can maybe catch some continuation dip buys and play it long, but after that, it does get tricky. The quality dips have came right at the opening bell when this thing looks like maybe it wants to sell. You just have to, honestly, then just hold it for the rest of the session. That's been the key. Here goes 20s breaking. No, I was in a long. Well, man, I mean, you know, we took the market long. It has been showing bullish control pretty much the entire session. You try to take this thing long just under the all-time highs into the weekend. You win some, you lose some. Don't beat yourself up, man. I lost too. It is what it is. I mean, that's a trade that works out most of the time. But it truly is. If you can't position yourself long very early in the morning before we already see a reaction to the upside, it's after that it becomes very, very difficult. Very difficult. Of course, this thing's bullish all week, and then right here into the close we sell. Look at that, 20s is breaking too. In a long since 304. Wow, that's brutal. That's brutal. Yeah, the trailing's tough. The trailing's tough, especially when you don't have clean follow through like that. It's tough. I guess always have the entry under liquidity, I suppose. 21's holding. 21's holding. 5 minutes till the close. Watch this thing rally all the way back up. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, I guess, right? We get hours upon hours of accumulation, and we have all the sell stops right here that get ran. And then, holy crap, look at this market. Crazy market here. Equal test of 20s again. That 20's looking vulnerable now to break. And it does here. 420's breaking. Do we see it under 400s into the close? How big is the sell-off into the close? 418's the low. 416's the low. 14's the low. 10s, 410s. You're gonna see 400 dump. Wow, what a dump. What a dump, what a dump, what a dump, what a dump, what a dump. How extended does this get? 400's looking like it wants to break now. See, that's why trading all-time highs is tricky, isn't it? Like, the market gives you no opportunity. You try to buy a pullback for the move into the all-time high, then this thing just... It's hard because you don't know what resistance looks like up there. Hey, my TP, I'm out. Oh, no way, brother. Nice. Nice trade. Yeah, we're selling back into the range now. Into the hourly range. Wow, you hit a nice trade there, it looks like. That's kind of a trade similar to what I was trying to get all week, but I never got anything like this all week. Like trying to sell this market has not worked out. 4 minutes till the close. How hard do we bounce at 400? Now, does ES look like utter shit? No, ES, oh my god, ES is gonna go take highs. Look at ES, man. Look at ES go. Yeah, we're gonna come into the next week trading ES, I think. ES fighting back. ES might go take highs into the after hours, possibly. It's not far off. We're 5 points off the highs. INQ, maybe a little bit different story. Three minutes till the close. Look at ES. I feel like ES takes the highs right here into the close. This is not far off. Very doable. What's up, Neo? What are you doing? Hey, come here. Good boy. Good boy. Hey, you can't do that. Go. Go. 2 minutes. 2 minutes till the close. Well, we waited all day just to blow an eval. That's how it goes sometimes, y'all. That is how it goes sometimes. Good thing it was 40 bucks. Good thing it was 40 bucks. Do you trade crude? No, I don't really trade crude, mainly because I don't have data for it, but oh wow, look at the crude go. No, I don't really trade crude. This looks tricky to me, to be completely honest. I suppose I'd be open to trading it. I don't have the data for it though. I think it's on the NYMEX, or I forget what it's on. Looking for a buy now. No. I have no opinions on it. I won't give you advices on that. I don't really have any opinion on crude. I don't really trade it actively, so I can't tell you. Okay, here's the close. Market is closed now. And the seller stepped in a big way. Breaking 400s in the afternoons. Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all for hanging out on the stream. We attempted to pass an Apex Eval. I'm going to attempt to pass. That deal will still be going on into the next week. So Monday we'll come back, try to pass some Apex Evals, pass the live account. Tuesday we'll be on Top Step TV. It is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. All right, guys. I will see y'all in the next